Our sense of interoception gives us information about what's going on within our body. These receptors are in the internal parts of our body, our blood vessels, our organs, and it gives us information about when we're feeling full or hungry or thirsty or tired, or when we have pain, or when we are feeling an emotion. It helps us tune into what that emotion might be. It also helps us understand when we need to go to the toilet. These messages can either come in too loud and they can be really overwhelming to someone, or they can come in too quietly so that unless you pay an awful lot of attention and aren't concentrating on anything else, you can't get a read on them. Or they can be a little bit out of tune, so someone might be aware that they have, say, a pain in their stomach, but they're not clear on whether it's because they're anxious or need to go to the toilet or are hungry. When these interoceptive messages are too loud or too quiet or a little bit out of tune, it can be really helpful to work on it, because interoceptive awareness is at the base of an awful lot of difficulties and health issues. So if you can improve that, the person's life is going to get better and they're going to feel more comfortable and happy in their own body. So what do you do? If the message is coming in too loudly, you need to let the person know that that might be why they're feeling anxious or overwhelmed or wanting to kind of shut it down. Sometimes people can even stop paying attention to those messages, because when they do pay attention, they're totally overwhelming. And you want to work with the person so that they can identify what are the times they feel calmest and safest and best in their bodies, and to have almost like a little bank and toolkit of activities and things that they can do that help them feel good when they're feeling overwhelmed by those very, very loud messages. If the message is coming in too quietly, again, to let the person know that their body is sending these messages and these signals, and to put aside some time throughout the day, maybe 3 or 5 times during the day, where they stop and they tune in to those messages and they stop doing other things and they pay attention and they try to hear the little soft message that's coming. So say before a mealtime, you might say, okay, we're going to eat now. What's your stomach telling you? And to use the words that'll help them understand then the feelings. So is it feeling empty, or is it feeling full? Is it feeling stretched, or is it feeling hollow? And to start using the language that kind of describes the sensations that their body is telling them. It'll be really helpful as well to put a structure in place to support the person feeling good in their body and meeting their body's needs. Because if their body isn't telling them time to rest, time to eat, time to go to the toilet, then making sure that there's structures in place so that all of those things are happening. And then at the time that they're, say, going to the bathroom or eating food or taking a drink, they're learning to cue in and listen to the message that their body is sending, but not just totally relying on that message coming in loud and clear in order to do those activities. Or it could happen that at the end of the day they haven't sat down and taken any rest, or they haven't drunk as much water as they need, or they haven't actually had the food that they need as well. As with all of our system, there's overlaps and there's intersecting. So at times where we're feeling sick or tired or stressed, all of these messages can get a little bit mixed up and there can be changes in place. So just to be aware that the more steady our days are going, the easier it's going to be to focus on our interoception and to develop that as well.